Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. We're going to wait a few more minutes to see if we can get some more people in here before we start. Hope that everybody had a great day today. Hope that everybody stayed home. You masked up. Hope your families are safe. Hope everything is going well for you and you're not stressing out right now. Just keep calm and whatever you prefer. It's after 9 o'clock. We're grown. Welcome, welcome. One more minute, and then we'll start. Log in on my phone as well so that I echo. Click the like button, give me the thumbs up. You can subscribe as well. I encourage or comments and share this with your friends. While we're waiting, so let's talk about why we are. First of all, TeacherTalk is a community for teachers, leaders, educational professionals, parents, and everybody else that has any interest in knowing, having a conversation, or being enlightened about the field of education. That's why we're here. This is a safe, so some people may, when you get on here and provide comments or feedback, there may be some things that you want to say in a safe space and you want people to know. Many times your YouTube name is just a fictional name. It's a nickname. So we can all be on at the same day. So once again, like, subscribe, comment, share with your friends, click that bell notifications. We'll be here every Thursday, 9 o'clock. 30 minutes max. I'm not going to hold you to a lot of conversations with people after district level questions about reopening. Up with that today. And then I have some scheduled for the next few months that I hope you all enjoy. This is a lighthearted platform. We're going to keep it light, but we are going to cover some serious topics, but in a lighthearted way. Fun. If you've ever been in I often try to bring you current events as well, something in the news related to education. I'm not going to do that tonight. We're going to keep it simple, stick it with the topic of reopening. And so what I want to ask, so the conversations that I was having last week related to teacher fears about going back into the classroom. And one of the things I said that we can win through this pandemic. We really can, but there are 3 things that we have to do in order to win. And those 3 things relate to what we cannot lose: our purpose, and we can't lose our power. Those are 3 things you have to make it through this: passion, purpose, power. Passion, purpose, power. Passion, purpose, power. If you keep those things, if you don't lose them, we can win. And you also need another critical piece, probably the most. Those are critical pieces if we really want to be successful. What's happening? What's going on? So back to the question that I got last week, teacher fears. Teacher the idea or with the fact that you don't know what your district is doing yet, right? You don't know if you're going back face to face. You don't know if you're going back. Why are they still trying to decide? Why have they made a decision? I know that a lot of districts across the nation have asked parents to fill out surveys. Hopefully, they've asked teachers to fill out surveys because they will be the ones going back into the classroom. But the question is, what is the holdup? Do we have enough data that says it is safe to go back? Or do we have enough data to say on the side of safety? Once again, if there is not conclusive data that says students should be back in the building where they are safe and staff is safe, or if we don't have enough data that says it's not safe to go back in the building, caution. And caution says not to go back face to face. If the data is not there that says it's safe for everybody, we really go back. I would say no. We don't need to go back. There is no guarantee. So why not be smart, be careful, be conscientious, go back virtually, not for parents. Parents have the biggest concern because many parents want to get back to work and they can't go back to work if students are at home. There is no easy solution, but there is the best solution. That's not right or wrong. We're just operating with what's best. Click, like, share, comment, subscribe, share. We're having a real conversation here, people. Teacher Talks every Thursday, 9 o'clock. Err on the side of doing. First question is, has people had a conversation with the staff? Have they asked you what you would like to do? If not, that's the first hurdle. Conversation. You need to be at the table. You really do. Because you make the difference. We always talk about in education, creating safe learning environments. That's not just for students. That's also for teachers. Teachers need to be in a safe and short. You looking around, kids don't have masks on, you have a mask on, body coughs. Trust me, everybody may not do this, but I can promise you there is a teacher, when somebody coughs in their room, they are shutting it down. They are shutting it down. They're going to the phone. They're calling the nurse. They're sending emails. They're saying, listen, I got a kid in here coughing. I don't feel safe. So how much learning is taking place when instruction totally stops? Little to none. Little to none. Leaders and teachers, and they're like, I want to prepare. I want to get started, but I need to know how I'm teaching. How am I instructing? You really need to know. So err on the side of caution, err on the side of safety, err on the side of doing what's best for everybody. That would be my suggestion to you. I also, you have to focus on it. These are the areas that I would tell districts to focus on as they get ready to come back. And that's going to be the piece. You know, they left in March, they're coming back. Most are coming back after their original start date. So they're coming in a few weeks behind. And so teachers like, I need to catch them up. I need to catch them up. They truly do. How are you going to engage them in a virtual setting? How are you going to engage them in face-to-face? You got to go through those standards saying, okay, I'm on a time crunch here. I'm trying to fill in the gaps from the previous year. I'm trying to get them to where they'd be this year. You got to go and look at those standards and say, okay, essential. What must I teach my students this year so they can leave me, I can feel confident, and they can leave me prepared? They want to have engagement. Number two, it's got to be centered around them. That's the only way they're going to really buy into it. Because you think they're coming in stressed too. They're excited, Peter. So you got to engage them, and it has to be centered on the student. That's number two. Number three, we have to rethink the whole idea of guided practice. Your guided practice needs to also serve as a resource. It's a big component of the PL I'm doing. your guide practice, you did a decent job. You did a great job, actually. But if it doesn't connect to what they have to do without you, not going to work. It's not going to work. So whatever you teach them, that guide and instruction, it needs to serve as but it has to be more than definition. Okay. It has the content to a context. So number one, student engagement. Number two, student-centered learning. Number three, guided practice. And number four, effective gradual release. Those are the four major components that we need to be looking at right now, moving forward. And I don't care how you're going back. You know, happen if you stand there and teach and you're comfortable, even if you're teaching in the classroom and the computer is recording content to a context so they can effectively work independently without you. Okay? Think about it. Now, that really is going that's going to be the key aspect of making this work, doing it successfully, and doing it with transparency and fidelity. Lesson planning. Now, I don't really know a lot of you don't have enough people, you don't collaborate with anybody. So you're kind of like a fish in your own pond. That's not quite the way you want to do it right now. So if you can find somebody in another district or another school you can connect with, you can work with, you can bounce ideas off of, I would suggest it's also here on the YouTube account. Send me, you can connect with it. I'll be more than happy to do that for you as well. So you let me know. Send me an email if you need some kind of figure out what's going to be best for you. But yeah, this is what this is for. This is a community connection issue. We'll make sure we get this right next time. So yeah, email is out there. So if you have any virtual or face-to-face, focus on student engagement, focus on student-centered learning, focus on guided practice students are going to do in order to demonstrate their understanding. Okay. And then I'll post it on here, but I'll always go back and look at the comments. I've got some great people coming up, so make sure that you tune in every Thursday. Share this with your friends. I've got some great guests coming up. I'm excited about colleagues. I've got some story times coming in. I'm going to call those teacher tales. I'll be sharing some stories, things I've been through, and not so much from teacher to student. Stories are with the being you. When I work with people like you, those are some of the toughest experience. Working with adults is so hard. So hard. I thought, oh, it's going to be easy. Leaving the classroom, the students can be difficult. Working with adults, we're all professionals. Some of y'all are crazy. Want someone, I'll do a teacher tale. I have some people come in, they'll tell some stories too. But I'll have everybody from college professors. Adults can typically navigate this a little bit better than children, but the kids, man, they're having a hard time. I've got two small kids, some of them at home, but in school on the computer all day. So you got to find outlets for them. So I'll be sharing resources with you of things you can do with your kids. My background, I have been a science teacher for years. So just make sure you put them in a place where it's not going to be too messy, because some of this stuff can ruin your carpet or stuff like that. So, and I'll preface most of those with, locations where you want to do this, whether it be outside or in the garage or in the carport, whatever. Other resources I will share with you. If you check out the website, there are a lot of resources on there for parents, especially who are trying to navigate this tough time. With this new math, the resources that I have on the website are K-12, okay? So everything from reading all the way up to like full. So there's a lot of resources out there. A lot of people still giving free resources because they just want to support you, teachers as well, not just parents. They want to support you in doing the work that you have to do. And so check that out. I'll post some of that on my Facebook page. Trying to reconnect education or just fully engage on Facebook. Check me out. It'll give you all the links to the website, links to this with your friends. Every Thursday, 9 o'clock, we'll be right here, whether it be YouTube or Zoom or Facebook. I'll always let you know where I'm going to be. But click the bell for notifications just in case you need to be reminded. 9 o'clock every Thursday, I'll be here. I'll also be so you have time to read leisurely. Well, it's important. You need to stay abreast on current issues, on current practices. That's something I'll always share with you, current instructional practices that is going to work for a particular region. So I won't pull research that's going to work for somewhere in Northwest part. We need instructional practices that work for. So I'll be providing that. Now, there is another thing that I'll be talking about as it relates to instructional practices, because I said staying abreast on current issues. So I have a teaching and going back to school. I know a lot of people wrestle with, I want to go back to school, but I have children or I have some people that I take care of. I'm struggling with, when is the right time? And so I share my viewpoints on that and my experience, but I have other people that can come and share the same thing. So I have one person in particular that's going to come and talk about schooling while being in school. It can be difficult. So the selection of the right program is something we'll talk about. And then we'll talk about a lot of people who have started a program and either they lost their motivation to finish or just life happened. Life, children, kids, they didn't finish. And so they have all this money invested, time invested, energy invested in this degree, and they haven't finished it yet. And so I don't want anybody to get stuck in that pattern. If you started, I want you to finish. So we'll be talking about that because I think all educators should be continuous learning or just being engaged in professional learning. There's so much out there in education. Sometimes it can be a bit much. And trust, I've been in places that way too, where there's so many strategies, there's so many initiatives, and you're thinking, all I want to do is just teach at the end of the day. Just let me come much ran your own school. That's not so much the case anymore. Okay. Principals don't have full autonomy like they used to. There are a lot of things that they have to do that's coming down the hill towards them. And, they've got to do it. I'm going to talk about you. Teachers, you may like this too, but in this day and age, there is people. There is a teacher shortage. So if we're losing teachers, there are no new teachers coming into the field. You can't get rid of everybody. As an instructional leader, you have to decide on who you can keep and work with. Putting everybody out the door, it's not going in that room. And then what do you think the learning outcomes are going to be for students with a full-time sub? Not that great. At all. So let's think about this. Think about it. Who can you keep? Who can you work with? And then if at all costs, somebody has to, in order to go. It's a tough job. It may be easier to work with them versus trying to get rid of them. So it may be easier to work with them if you miss that easier than trying to get rid of somebody. So just things to think about. So if you haven't done so already, give me a thumbs up, click the bell for notifications, share this with your friends, and comment. We'll be here every Thursday, 9 o'clock. So let's wrap up with you guys can do this if you focus on passion, be driven by your purpose. You have to be patient. And it doesn't matter whether you're doing learning or you're going face to face. It doesn't matter. Number 3, guided practice. Practice. And number 4, and the last one, gradual. It won't be live. So I'll do these more on webinars. I'll post them on the webpage as well. So continue to stay updated. Excuse me. Check me out on Facebook. Follow me on YouTube. And just stay abreast. Check the webpage out too. I always post stuff there. Check out those resources on the webpage. If you like me know, click the notification bell. Give me a thumbs up. Share this with your friends. Comment. I appreciate you guys. 30 minutes is what I promised. I'm 2 minutes over. But I hope you enjoyed it. I hope this was informative for you. I hope you liked it. Please come back next Thursday, 9 o'clock. I'll let you know where I'm going to be. Until then, be blessed. Stay safe.